It's not going to get above freezing. It's going to make it hard to melt a lot of that ice. Let's take a look at our traffic map this morning. At this point, everyone is going to be snow covered. We mentioned this yesterday morning if you joined us on Sunday edition of First News, but we've been dealing with snow everywhere. A reminder, if you live on the Kansas side of the metro, your phones probably went off. They are urging non-essential travel. Do not travel at all on the Kansas side of the metro. I do want to show you quickly how things are looking on the Missouri side of the metro. The triangle has been a huge problem for us the last couple of days. Good news is this car looks like it's traveling okay. That might be an ambulance traveling or maybe a salt truck traveling on these overpasses. But you notice all these flashing lights here in the distance. Those bridges and overpasses have been very slick, especially in the triangle. I mean, you've got so many overpasses everywhere. The big problem here, not only are we still dealing with a little bit of that snow on here, but there's that icy layer underneath that we dealt with Saturday night into Sunday. So again, we're going to continue to remind you all morning, if you don't have to leave home, great day to stay home, Donna. Yeah, there was definitely a lot of heavy snowfall. And for those crews who maybe need to get out today, say you work at a hospital, you're a first responder, build in time to clear off your car. It took me 30 minutes to clear off my car yesterday, and I went out yesterday at 4 p.m. to do another round of clearing off. So build in that time. Let's take a look at your map this morning. I want to give you the heads up, I guess a reminder, honestly, if you live on the Kansas side of the metro, I-70 is shut down all the way to the Missouri state line. I know our traffic map's having a little bit of trouble updating here, but I can let you know I-70 still remains shut down. That's the thing that we're still noticing on those scout cameras. Instead, I do want to show you how things are looking in downtown Kansas City, because this is going to be the main story in so many of our major highways. You can start to see pavement, which is great news, but you can only maybe make out a lane here and there, and it's going to be icy underneath. Remember, we dealt with all that ice coming in before the snow, so even though you see the pavement, if you see any bit of sheen and shine, that means it's going to be slick. Weather Impact Day, we want to thank you for joining us for this extended coverage. We are going to be shoveling out from the weekend blizzard, and it's not going to be easy today with frigid temperatures. Coming up, Nick's going to prepare you for more cold weather impacts and the potential for more snow. The thing you notice as you take a look at the Country Club Plaza, they are still working to get out of all that snow, and that's going to be the big story all around the metro. As we check in on your first alert traffic map, the good news is we're not dealing with any active accidents this morning, likely because it is still early. It's 4:15. A lot of drivers were great about staying off the roads yesterday, but let's take a look on the Kansas side of the metro, because we mentioned I-70 is shut down on the Kansas side. This is a live look near 18th Street Expressway. I just checked on our CanDrive map. They have reopened a portion of I-70, but once you get past 18th Street Expressway, a little bit closer to the Missouri state line, that's where they still have shut down the roads. But the thing you'll notice, we've got one full lane in each direction that is fully plowed. It looks great. Keep in mind if you see any sheen, that could be some ice, but we don't anticipate conditions getting better for several hours, Donna. We want to help you get out the door if you have to leave today. We've been saying it, we'll continue to say it all morning long. If you can stay home, please do so. So as we check in on your traffic map this morning, the good news is we're not dealing with any active accidents. The bad news is we continue to have problems left over from possibly even Saturday night. A lot of stalled vehicles all around the metro. A reminder for our Kansas drivers, I-70 is going to be shut down in portions leading up to the Missouri state line, just given all of the ice and snow. I want to take you to the Missouri side of I-70, where we continue to see some problems. We got multiple big rigs that are stuck here on the side, but I didn't notice until just now, we've got a vehicle that's stuck here in the embankment here into the snow drift, and you notice all these vehicles driving very slow. Another thing I want to point out, you notice this reflection here, that sheen, that is going to be that icy layer that we dealt with Saturday night before the snow covered it. So even though crews have done a great job plowing off all the snow, we are still going to be left with ice, and with it being so cold, we anticipate roads are going to be slick for at least a couple days, Donna. And you know what? This is just a good time to brace yourself, learn from what we dealt with over the last couple days, apply it to any snow we get moving forward. So let's go ahead and take a look at your first alert traffic map this morning. I want to sort of explain what we are looking at. So this light blue background is just an indicator for us. We're dealing with snow covered roads pretty much everywhere. I need to clarify, because normally purple on our traffic flow means closed roads. I've been looking. Some of our sensors, I think, are frozen, which we can understand given how cold it has been. So not all of these roads are going to be closed. In fact, I-35 is fully open. Same with 635. That's not going to be an issue for drivers. However, what is closed is going to be this stretch between 18th Street Expressway along I-70 to the Missouri state line. That's been a problem for drivers. I want to show you conditions along I-49 between Kansas City and Grandview. Almost looks like a winter wonderland, but notice how slow that big rig is taking it around that curve there. We urge you, if you have to get out today, follow the path of the cars ahead of you. That way you can stay in as much of a lane as you can get on some of these roads, and especially in neighborhoods, take it slow, build in a lot of extra time if you do have to head out today. Okay, definitely appreciate the heads up, and I know our road crews will too. Definitely going to need to bundle up if you head out the door this morning. Our roads, they are snow covered. That's why we're dealing with that light blue background. The good news is we're not dealing with any active accidents this morning. However, a lot of our roads are still going to be snow covered. Let's go ahead and take a live look this morning. We've been checking in different parts around the metro. This is our view in the Northland, I-29 at Cookingham Drive, where you notice that driver just took that off ramp. Okay, we are able to see some lane, just a little bit here, but here's the thing. We're still going to be snow covered, and even if you can see pavement, keep in mind it may still be icy, leftover ice from what we saw Saturday night before all that snow fell on top of it. So please take it slow if you have to be out today. If you have the option to stay home, great day to do so. 5:15 on your Monday morning, a first alert weather impact day, and our crews are driving through Brookside right now. We are going to be shoveling out for the weekend blizzard, and it's not going to be easy today with frigid temperatures. Coming up, Nick is going to prepare you for more cold weather impacts and for the potential for more snow. And you see the plows are out again. Our photographer Bill driving through Brookside, and it looks like progress has been made on those streets. You see a lot of snow piled up. It's going to be once you get into those neighborhoods that we're going to run into some issues. So let's go ahead and take a look at your first alert traffic map. For the most part, when it comes to our traffic, we are mostly focused in on the highways because that's where we get all of our data from. The good news is we're not monitoring any active accidents. I think a lot of that is because viewers took our advice yesterday, our guidance. They stayed off the roads. It is still early. We're not seeing a ton of people on the roads unless they need to be out. That's great. That's what we want to see. However, we continue to see some issues around the metro. Let's go ahead and take one of our cameras here and just show you what we're dealing with. Nick, do you mind clicking it for me one more time? So we're going to be taking a live look this morning on the Missouri side of the metro. This is going to be near 435, and as we get our camera to load here, this is why we love our teamwork in the morning, just trying to get everyone to go. It doesn't seem to be working. We do know that Scout cameras have been intermittently having issues because a lot of people are checking Scout. Just know we are going to be dealing with a lot of snow on the roads, and we'll get you another camera coming up in just a bit, Cody. Amy. Hey, Nick, we've got a big problem on the interstate. This is a live look this morning. This is I-35 southbound at Pleasant Valley Road, where we just got word I-35 past 69 highway is now shut down in the Northland. I mean, take a look here. We've got a bunch of big rigs already backed up here. I think the problem is, and it's difficult to see just given the fact that it's dark outside and from our camera view here, it almost looks like one of these semis stopped. It's hard to tell if it had fishtailed and truly jackknifed, but we've got a person outside of their vehicle. The good news is they do seem to be wearing one of those reflective jackets. That way we can actually see them. And with those flashing lights nearby, I'm going to assume that is one of our emergency crews on scene here. But they've shut down I-35 southbound because of this backup here. I'm assuming some sort of slick spot here, black ice. Again, hard to tell. We don't have a lot of details just yet. I'll make some calls on this, but this is going to be up near Liberty. If you live in the Northland, do not try to leave your home at this point. I mean, it's early enough. We're going to be dealing with problems all morning long. I-35 southbound near Pleasant Valley Road. We'll try to get some more information for you on what's going on here. Can also tell you we have a new reported accident. It's going to be 435, the on-ramp from Holmes to, I believe it was eastbound 435. So take caution there. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. It is 5:45. I'm trying to get all of our cameras to load for you so I can just give you the latest information. We have had a couple new problems pop up in just the last few minutes. Let's start with what's going on in the Northland. You see this purplish red just popping up. Our icons aren't working, so just ignore them. They're left over from the weekend. So right now we can tell you I-35 southbound is shut down. That's going to be near 69 highway. Our camera view from Pleasant Valley Road we showed you a few minutes ago. We've got several semis already backed up and stopped, likely because of ice on the road. That's going to be a big problem for us. And now I need to show you another new problem we're going to be dealing with this morning. This is in the downtown loop. We just got a report that the I-70 ramp to Missouri 9 highway, that's near the Heart of America Bridge, that is going to be shut down. I want to give you the heads up. We may lose Scout cameras here and there as more people are waking up. They're checking in on Scout. They gave us the heads up that feeds could drop out here and there. So that's what we're looking at. Downtown loop, the northern portion of the downtown loop. We've got I believe a semi that is fully blocking that exit from 70 to Missouri 9 highway. We're going to start to see more problems as more folks are waking up. Bridges, overpasses, on-ramps, off-ramps. These are all going to be big problems for us throughout the morning. If you can stay home, please do so. Cody? Let's talk about the roads, because Nick mentioned this at the top of his forecast, that roads are going to be passable. But here's the thing. If you don't have to go out, please stay home. Around the metro, snow-covered roads are the main thing we're going to be dealing with. We've been monitoring big problems in the Northland. Let's take a live look. I-35. This is our view now from just past 435. And we've been talking a couple minutes ago at the end of our 5 o'clock newscast how we had this big issue. I-35 near 69 Highway had been completely shut down. That is kind of what you're still seeing here in that flash. The good news is they were able to get that semi moved over to the shoulder. So we watched this line. It was pretty cool. Just all these semis kind of coming in along that route, able to exit here along 435. At last check, Scout is not saying I-35 is still shut down. Going to give it a couple minutes, see as data refreshes if they're going to reclose it. But for right now, it looks like I-35 southbound is reopened. Just take it easy. Bridges, overpasses, on and off ramps too, Donna.
Jamie.
Hey, I feel like anything after yesterday, a couple inches, no big deal. But the big deal is, though, the impacts we're dealing with on the roadways because of this blizzard. So we're taking a live look this morning, 435 southbound at 23rd Street. Cameras are a little bit out of focus here, but you notice those flashing lights. We got another stalled vehicle popping up. It's going to be on the shoulder, so not really impacting you as you're driving, but just something to keep in mind. We've seen a lot of cars slide off as more people get on the road. We could run into more problems as not the entirety of all of our interstates are plowed yet. We do want to check out with News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins, just the perfect person to work with when it comes to winter weather, because you're such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to driving in these conditions. Johnny, no, that's a really great point, because unfortunately, as we've seen more people hit the roads, we are running into problems like this. This is a newer report, 435 just past I-35 on the Kansas side of the metro. Vehicle looks like it's likely in a snowbank. Difficult to see just because it's still dark outside, but we're reporting it as a stalled vehicle. And the reason why I believe it's an embankment here is watch this other vehicle drive slowly by. You can see from the headlights the snow. That car is going real quick for the snow. Looks like they're able to slow down a little bit. I don't know where they're going at this point, but just keep it slow, especially on these curves, on-off ramps, bridges, overpasses. Those are going to be areas where you are dealing with slick spots and a lot of problems. If you can stay home, we're going to remind you all morning, if you can stay home, please do so, Donna. Yeah, Johnny, you honestly bring up a really good point there. And around the metro, at this point, we have snow-covered roads pretty much everywhere. And like Johnny said, you know, we had that layer of ice, then we had that layer of sleet, and then the snow. So right now, we're just working to get through all of the snow. Of course, these colder temperatures are going to make it hard. Around the metro, the good news is we're not dealing with any active accidents this morning. There's going to be a lot of stalled vehicles. Some of them may even be left over from Saturday night. So the big thing to keep in mind as you were heading out the door this morning, take it easy on bridges, overpasses, hills too, neighborhoods and side streets. Those are going to be the last to be plowed. We know MoDOT and KDOT are obviously going to be focusing on highways and major roadways. And we've said it all morning. If you can work from home today, maybe stay with your kids if they've got a day off or an AMI day, it's a great day to be home and let those people who need to get out today focus on them.
Jamie, that looks good. Highways, neighborhood streets, you know, we are seeing problems.
We are, and I will say highways are already going to be doing much better than neighborhoods and side streets. I also really love that view from Mark where you could really see his tires, see that ground truth. We're taking a live look at the triangle this morning, and this is the stretch of 435 that makes its way over towards 470 and Lee Summit. It doesn't look more like a ski slope than a highway. It is still going to be snow covered. The thing I've been noticing as we get into the 6 o'clock hour, drivers are doing just fine, and I gave you the heads up that we've been dealing with some intermittent issues with Scout taking down their video feeds, but we've been seeing drivers following the path of the vehicles in front of them, which is great news. Let's turn now to News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins, who's monitoring conditions elsewhere, and honestly, pavement looks at least yeah, we're gonna need all the help we can get, Nick. And you bring up passable. I feel like these roads are really gonna be passable if you have four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. For a lot of big rigs, we've been seeing them get stuck all over the metro, including right here. This is a live look, I-70 westbound at Missouri 9 Highway. So westbound is gonna be the run going away from us. You can see the pavement. I want to caution though, it might still be icy and slick. On the eastbound side, that exit ramp to Missouri 9 Highway is going to be shut down because it's completely blocked by that semi. Just a reminder, bridges, overpasses are going to be the areas where we're dealing with the biggest problems. Hills and ramps are going to be our next biggest issue, and just build in extra time if you do need to leave this morning, Donna. Okay, appreciate the heads up, Nick. But hey, take a look on your screen because isn't this like a postcard image here? A gorgeous view of downtown swathed in snow. The issue is the roads are still going to be snow covered. We're taking a live look. This is our view from I-35 to I-670. And some of these bridges are really going to be snow coated here. I mean, take a look at this one here. You can't even make out the road. You can't make out the lanes whatsoever. And we do want to give you a warning that even if you can see the lane, it might not be pavement. It might be a layer of ice on top. Our Johnny Rollins has also been helping us monitor road conditions around the metro. And Johnny, where are you looking right now? Thanks, Johnny. I'm taking a look on the other side of the Bond Bridge. This is I-35 at Front Street. We've got a stalled vehicle here. This is going to be on the southbound run of I-35, sort of in the embankment there. Good news is most drivers are able to follow the path of the vehicles in front of them. Keep in mind, even though we're seeing what looks like pavement, it is shiny. That's an indicator for us. Roads could still be slick coated. Thanks, Johnny. And I think the biggest thing we're noticing as we're just taking a look on both sides of the state line, north and south of the river, conditions are honestly going to vary just based on how much snow they received in each city. So we're taking a live look in downtown right now. And I got to give major props to MoDOT, KDOT, and Kansas City road crews because they've done a great job really trying to get out there and attack as much of the snow as they can. As you look in the downtown loop, they've done a nice job of trying to clear some lanes. You're obviously not really able to see the pavement. You can't really tell what the lanes are, but you can tell well enough. Here is a path where one car could go. Here's a path where another car could go. We're going to constantly lose our scout cameras throughout the morning. They've given us the heads up that because more people are checking road conditions, scout cameras will go down from time to time. But overall, aside from those accidents Johnny mentioned, we're not seeing any other big problems, Donna. Well, Nick, we always tell people during winter weather, make sure your car is stocked. It has all the essentials like a shovel. And this is the exact reason why. We're taking a live look, K10 at Renner Road. And I just want to share the story of what's going on here. So I noticed probably 15 minutes ago, we had a guy who's probably that third vehicle back there. It looks like he's the one pulling out. He was stuck. He got out, started to shovel himself out. Well, as we started our 8 o'clock newscast, I watched this guy in his truck get out, stopped, got his shovel, and is helping get everyone out. That's why I love Kansas City, just willing to help other people. Now, I do want to give the caveat if you're going to stop on the highway and do this, I really hope you have something reflective, especially because you don't know if you can control yourself on the interstate. I love to see people helping people. Just keep in mind, oh, thank you, Scout, for zooming in so we can really see what's going on. Love that they're able to help each other out. Just please be safe and careful because if someone is driving on the interstate, could still be slick. They might not be able to control themselves, but great to see them helping each other out. This is why you need a shovel on winter weather days, Donna.
Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Johnny. This is definitely a sight for sore eyes, and then we'll get to focus on the side streets. This is a live look I-35 at Southwest Traffic Way. Cars seem to be moving okay along I-35 closer to downtown. The thing I'm pointing out, though, the side streets, these are definitely going to be a lot harder to navigate, especially in neighborhoods. Build in extra time. That's the message we've been sharing with folks who have to get out today. It took me double the amount of time to get to work. Same deal for Nick Bender, same deal for a lot of our crew members. So if you do need to leave today, please build in that extra time. Yeah, very much waiting to see how quickly they're able to get some of those stalled vehicles out. We know some stalled vehicles have been stuck since Saturday night. So this is sort of another angle of what Johnny just showed you, our view from I-35 at Parvin Road. We're also taking a look on both sides of the state line. K10, K7 is quiet this morning. I want to zoom into 435 at Bannister because that's where we have a report of a new accident this morning. This is going to be what appears to be a vehicle that hit the barricade in the center, and we just had emergency response arrive on scene, and the reason why I think they may have hit, or maybe they hit another vehicle, is the front of their car is smashed in. Also take a look here, 435, just before the triangle. You can not see any pavement at all. I mean, you can definitely see the tracks of where cars have been traveling, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be snow packed, and especially while it is at the coldest time of the morning, it's usually just after sunrise. It's going to be slick and icy. If you can build in some extra time this morning, I would definitely do so, Cody and Donna. One of the areas where we've been seeing a lot of problem spots has been in the triangle. This is a tri-view here of all the different camera angles we've got. And I want to zoom into 470 at Blue Ridge because we've got our snow plows out. And what's been interesting, we've got a stalled vehicle that is stuck here. The plows had to go up and around. That way they could get past that vehicle that's been stuck, I assume, since Sunday. So we can give you the ground truth that plows are out. They're making more passes around the metro. Keep in mind, even though they're getting away with some of that snow, once you get towards that underlayer here, it's not going to be solid pavement. We had that layer of ice that came in Saturday night and then that sleet. So even though you might finally see the pavement, there's a good chance it's probably still going to be ice, at least for the next couple of days, Cody. It's 8:46 on your Monday, a first alert weather impact day. And let's give you a quick check of road conditions on the Kansas side of the metro. We're taking a live look. K10 at Renner Road. Still snow covered on our routes here, but honestly looking better as the sun has risen. I want to send things over to Johnny, who's been monitoring conditions on the Missouri side. And Johnny, what are you seeing?